It's my sad privilege here on our first day returning to session in 2023 to ask that we adjourn in memory of former Supervisor Bill Steiner. Bill was born in Iowa and moved to California as a small child and grew up in Bell. He attended UC Berkeley, earning a degree in criminology and a master's in social work. Upon graduation, Bill began a long and impressive career serving his community and, importantly and passionately, children, and particularly those who were neglected, abandoned, and abused. He originally worked at LA County Department of Adoptions to find homes for children who had been abused and neglected. In 1985, he founded an institution in Orange County, which we're quite proud of, the Orangewood Shelter for Children. Would house 170 kids per day. It was a public-private partnership. He raised over $8.5 million during his time at Orangewood. And if you toured Orangewood with Bill Steiner, what was most amazing was that he could name 170 of those children, that those children would surround him, and the love, compassion, and passion he had for those children was an inspiration to anyone who encountered Bill or encountered Orangewood. Ultimately, he was appointed to the Orange County Board of Supervisors. He was appointed to the Orange County Board of Supervisors at a difficult time right before Orange County declared bankruptcy. It could not have been a more difficult time, and he served with great integrity. After retiring from Orangewood, then he was the executive director of the Orangewood Foundation, which was conceived, designed, and had a mission of raising money for those abused and neglected kids that were housed at Orangewood. His infectious smile also was inspiring. He made everyone who encountered him, including me, feel as though that they were the most important person before him. And thus, I'm sure that's why he was so successful and so wonderful for those young people that he mentored, those young people that he cared for. He's survived by his 5 children, Lori Hendron, James Steiner, Christy Steiner, Judge Scott Steiner, and Marcy Steiner, and a pile of grandchildren, 16 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild. I ask that we adjourn today in honor of the life of Bill Steiner.
Senator Roth.
Well, Bill Steiner was not a colleague of mine, but his legacy lives on in the 31st Senate District. You may ask why. Well, Bill's son is Jim Steiner, former or retired captain in the Corona Fire Department, a current Corona City Council member, and a very, very, very good friend of mine. It's obvious from what my colleague from Orange County just spoke about that Bill's commitment to service was truly infectious, and I know that it was a value he instilled in his children because of my contact with Jim. I have no doubt that Bill is looking down on his family as we're sitting here this afternoon, beaming with pride. So to Jim and to the rest of the Steiner family, thank you for sharing Bill with us, and my deepest condolences to all of you as you mourn his loss.
Senator Nguyen.
I actually started my political career in Supervisor Steiner's office as an intern. Actually, my story started, everybody's always usually asked me how I started in politics. My second year in college, I took a community political class, and it's for community politics to meet my social science credit because I wanted to go into med school. And I was working 3 jobs. The gentleman who was teaching the class, the professor, was a visiting professor, and he was the chairman of the Orange County Board of Supervisors, Bill Steiner. After class, I thought to myself, wow, he sounded important. I don't even know what a county supervisor was. I had no clue. I had no aspiration. I don't even know what politics was. I was deep into chemistry, biology, and et cetera. And after class, though, I thought, he sounded important. Maybe a recommendation letter from him might help my application to med school. Because most of us, my understanding is most of us who want to go med school, you've got the grades, you have 2 professors who loves you, you've done 1 billion hours of volunteers already. And so I thought maybe his recommendation, a county supervisor, might help lift my application a little bit to make it a little unique. So I asked to intern. 5 hours became 10, still working 3 jobs. 10 years later, I came back as a county supervisor. Bill is not just someone who I look up to. He's a friend, he's a mentor, and he's almost like a dad to me. Scott, his son, who's a judge at the Orange County Superior Court, we've known each other since I was interning in that office. Bill always check up on me every few weeks, every few months. How are you doing? How's your new position? And he always reminded me to stay humble and remember your roots. Remember who you represent. And it was a shock for all of us because Bill was a go-to guy. He always wanted to be around community, always wanted to be with his family. He has had some health issues in the last few months or this last year, but he did leave too soon. It wasn't supposed to be. But I just want to say to the Steiner family, thank you. And I get to joke that if anything I've done wrong, you get to blame Bill Steiner. He loved that. He also administered my oath of office when I got to the Board of Supervisors for the first time. No, not many people believed in me when I first ran at the age of 30. He did. He was one of the few. And he's actually one of the few last one that believed in me in 2007 that has now passed away. And so I just want to thank the Steiner family for giving your dad to not just Orangewood foster homes, Orangewood homes, but to the community in the city of Orange. He's a beacon. Everybody knows him. Even after he retired, he still was very well known and is very active across the aisle in Orange County. But more important is thanking him for giving other children, other individuals like myself, an opportunity that we never saw. And so, Bill, may you rest in peace, and we will miss you. Your voices and your sound advices is always welcome and is always spot on, and I always appreciate it. Thank you.